Hello and Mingalaba, I'm Henry Zin. Welcome to MI Radio's Myanmar Today with the latest news and reports from around Myanmar. David Hanna prepared a report on non-stale rope weaving contest at the Shwedagon Pagoda. Akajo got a report on a hectic Taunji Desaundine despite rain. Dora Susan got a story on Lamador Desaundine Pueze. And lastly, we have a report on the PRC donating $1 million for Myanmar's peace process. Well, before we get to the reports, here are some local news. Traditional rope weaving contests were organized at the famous pagodas across the country on Sunday, the eve of the full moon day of Desaumon. At the Mato rope weaving contest, a centuries-old tradition, participating teams make beautiful decorative ropes for the Buddha statues in the temples. The teams that make the most beautiful ropes win. Tradition dictates that the weaving of the ropes be completed in one evening and that they be offered to the Buddha before dawn. If the weaving of a rope is delayed and cannot be completed, it is considered an unsuccessful attempt. The most significant rope weaving contest in Myanmar is the one held at the Great Shwedagon Pagoda. The 35th Mato rope weaving contest was held on Sunday where 9 teams took part in the event. A similar traditional event was also held at the Bodatown Pagoda with the participation of 25 teams. Meanwhile, the 22nd rope weaving ceremony was held at the Gabae Pagoda in Mayangon Township as well. 7 teams of weavers took part in the competition. Officials viewed the work of the weaving teams at the looms Sunday evening. The ropes will be offered to Buddha images at pagodas. Director General of the Ministry of Religious Affairs and Culture at the Tanaka conference held in Monua said efforts are on to put Tanaka, which is a distinctive feature of Myanmar culture, on the UNESCO Intangible Cultural Heritage list for the first time. The Ministry of Religious Affairs and Culture is upgrading the lists of tangible heritage sites, such as pagodas and other ancient buildings, while conserving the country's intangible heritage, such as the practice of wearing tanaka and performing arts, in cooperation with international organizations like the UNESCO. According to the list compiled by the ministry, there are a total of 2,502 intangible cultural heritages in Myanmar, but it expected Myanmar would have more intangible cultural heritages. Islands in Koh Tao district have attracted locals and foreigners in the Desaumon holiday period. Most of the local travelers are from big cities like Yangon and Mandalay, while most tourists are entering through the border with Thailand. Since the beginning of the holidays, the jetties in Koh Tao have been seen busy with travelers and ferries. There are 30 untouched islands featured in the archipelago trips in Koh Tao district. Visitors can make day trips to 9 islands and night trips to 7 islands. At present, 12 hotels and resorts are offering their services in the area and 28 tour agencies are operating 60 speedboats for visitors. That's all with the local news, and here's the first report for you on Myanmar Today. The weaving of non-stale ropes is the highlight of the Katane offering in the month of Desaumon. People across the country celebrate the weaving competitions annually, especially when the biggest competition is at the Shwedagon Pagoda's platform. Contestants from across the country joined the competition, and this year the Pagoda's Board of Trustees organized 35th Annual Non-Stale Rope Weaving Contest. David Hanna will take us through this interesting rope weaving competition.
The Desaundine Festival, also known as the Festival of Lights, is annually held on the full moon day of Desaumon, the 8th month of the Myanmar calendar. The festival is celebrated as a national holiday in Myanmar and marks the end of the rainy season. It also marks the end of Katane in Myanmar. It is the season during which monks are offered new robes and alms. The highlight of Katane's seasonal offering is the weaving of the non-stale ropes, locally called Matotinga, because that yellow ropes are not allowed to go stale. They are woven within the night so that they would be ready for offering at dawn. Non-stale ropes weaving contests are annually held throughout the country, most notably in Yangon, on the Shwedagon Pagoda's platform. With that said, I have interviewed the details about this competition to Dortin A, who is the secretary of Shwedagon Pagoda Matotinga Weaving Competition Committee.
The reason for why we hold this event annually is because we want to preserve one of our Myanmar's original handicrafts, which is weaving. We also want people to know our culture through preserving the work of art and weaving handicraft by holding this competition, and also to continue the religious tradition of offering the nasty robes to the monks at this seasonal period.
In the opening ceremony of Mato Dingan weaving competition, Yangon Region Government Chief Minister U Pyo Min has also given a speech regarding the competition.
This event is the event which shows the unity. The Mato Dingan rope weaving competition or non-stale rope weaving competition takes its name from the fact that if a weaver exceeds the exit limit time, the rope is considered stale. A ceremonial yellow rope is woven all at once within the time period. Gautama Buddha's foster mother, Gautami, started weaving and offering Mato Dingan in Buddha's lifetime. Myanmar kings and people observe this event as their tradition by holding Mato Dingan weaving competitions in early hours of the full moon day of the Samon. As of now, we have been preserving this tradition by still hosting this competition. Today is the combination and collaboration of the nations by Board of Trustees and its members. Each of the respective religious groups and teams under the Board of Trustees, weaving experts, sewing experts, and etc. shows the unity and lovely tradition of Myanmar's culture.
During the early hours of the full moon day, that is right after the midnight, the contestants walk non-stop until the dawn to weave the yellow ropes. How many teams have been participated in the competition, and what are the terms and conditions? Dorjin A said,
There will be 9 teams competing in this competition. Before this main competition, we have 13 teams which has registered through each respected religious group under the Board of Trustees to compete in the main competition. From there, we have chosen only 9 teams to participate. To hold this competition, we have started preparing since October 1st. We have dyed and dried the threads to let participants to rehearse for 10 days before the main competition. During 10 days rehearsal, experts from Level 3 Heavy Industry Enterprise, Textile Industries, and the Metal Textile Mill have monitored closely to the participants and gave guidelines for them to perform in full potential. Today, the participant teams will start weaving just right after the opening ceremony.
I have also interviewed one of the experts, Do Tan Tan Luen, who will be judging the quality of Mato Dingan and how she will be giving marks regarding the competition. She will be explaining the step-by-step process.
The process of how we judge Mato Dingan weaving is that when the timing for the competition is over, the contestants have to stop. So they have to be done exactly by the time limit or earlier. After that, the Board of Trustees' respective members will set each of the team's road as gold and send them to the judging room, where we judge the ropes by 10 sets of rules. From there, we give the marks to the ropes and give them to the Board of Trustees member, and they complete the rest of the task. We judge by examining whether the ropes has 70 vertical and 90 horizontal threads or not, and the width has to be 31 inches, and whether the weaving pattern is tidy or not, and so on.
Reporter David Tanner reporting from Myanmar International Radio.
That's a report on non-steel rope weaving contest at the Chittagong. Alright, it's time now to check on the weather forecast in Myanmar. In Yangon, it will be mostly sunny during the day and the night sky will be clear. The temperature throughout the day will be somewhere in the mid-30s and there's just about 14% chance of rain for the day, and we expect winds of up to 7 km per hour. In Naypyidaw, it will be mostly sunny during the day and the night sky will be clear. The temperature throughout the day will be somewhere in the 30s as well, and there's just 13% chance of rain for the day, and we expect winds of up to 7 km per hour. In Mandalay, it'll be partly sunny and nice during the day, but it's mainly clear skies and humid at night. The temperature throughout the day will be somewhere in the 30s, and there's about 25% chance of rain for the day, and we expect winds of up to 7 kilometers per hour. Stay with us, we have another report coming up, and then we'll check on the stocks and currency exchange rates. Hundreds of thousands of people flock to the field in Dangji to enjoy the spectacular festival held every year in Shan State. It's the Zaongnine Festival in Dangji, the capital of the southern Shan State. Despite the bad weather that impedes the hot air balloon flying, the festival draws more crowd than previous years. We'll find out more from Agajo.
Hundreds of thousands of people took to the field in Dangji to enjoy this spectacular festival held every year in Shan State. It's the Zaongnine Festival in Dangji, a capital of the southern Shan State. It is learned that despite the bad weather that impedes the hot air balloon flying, the festival draws more crowd than previous years. Every mid-November, travelers and revelers from all over the country and international visitors flocked to this festival. Giant balloons, gorgeous fireworks, massive crowds, dramatic atmosphere, music festival, cool weather are all here in one place. For more on the highlights of the festival, one of the jury members said,
This year, the weather is worse and it is not so good for flying the hot air balloon. Now about 23 balloons left to fly as the rain disturbs. For the security, the regional government and Myanmar Police Air Force, Myanmar Fire Force and balloon experts have worked together to provide the security. What's special about this year is that the participants who fly the hot air balloons come not only from Dangji, but also from Loilin, Pinlang, Angban and Pianluen. In terms of the numbers of visitors, we have about 400,000 visitors today. This year's festival is more hectic than previous years, even though the weather is not so good, with some rain, fog due to storm, and some balloons are postponed for fly-off on 8th and 9th, it is more hectic. The winning group will get 7.5 million kyats as the highest prize money.
People spend huge amount of money to produce the giant hot air balloons and take huge pride in showcasing their artworks at the competition. Speaking of hot air balloon festivals in Myanmar, Dangji is not the only place, although it is the most festive and dramatic. But also the Balloons Festival in Pianluen and Kalor are not less awesome. The leader of one of the balloon flying groups explained the meaning and the effort put into the balloon flying activity.
Our balloon costs 4.5 million kyats. To be able to fly this beautiful balloon, it takes months to become a success. It takes a lot of blood and sweat of a collective effort. Even flying needs collective effort and unity, not just in making of it. We are very delighted to show our unity and our effort in preparing and now actually flying it tonight. Now the festival has become more hectic and popular every year. I would like to invite everyone to come and see these beautiful artworks.
It is learned that about 2,000 to 3,000 international visitors come to the festival.
Like the Tomorrowland of Myanmar. We are really crazy about that.
I would recommend my friends to go there. That's really nice.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing.
Yeah,
amazing.
And I think that maybe it's the only place in the world that you can see that huge balloon with fireworks, because there is the same in Thailand, but smallest one. So
But it's so dangerous as well. Really dangerous, but really fun.
This is Agajo reporting from Dangji.
As a report on a hectic Dangji, the Zaongnine despite rain. Here we have the information on currency rates from Myanmar Central Bank. One US dollar is at 1,517 kyats. One Chinese renminbi is at 217 kyats. 1 euro is at 1,677 kyats. 1 pound sterling is at 1,945 kyats. 1 Singapore dollar is at 1,116 kyats. 1 Malaysian ringgit is at 367 kyats. 1 Thai baht is at 49 kyats, and the Indian rupee is at 21 kyats. Gold is trading at $1,461. Silver is at $16, and Brent crude oil is at $56. On the Yangon Stock Exchange, FMI is at 11,000. MTSH is at 3,950. MCB remains at 8,100. FPB remains at 23,000. TMH remains at 3,000. You're with MI Radio's Myanmar Today. You can log on to our website at miradio.com.mm and catch many other great programs of MI Radio live on the website. We're also running on FM 96.1 in Yangon, 96.5 in Manali, and 96.7 in Naypyidaw. Or simply download our app on both iOS and Android platforms. It's easy to search. Just type in Myanmar INTL Radio and you'll find the app. Download it on your devices so you can listen to our radio programs on the go. Lemano the Zaundain Pueze, which is held annually as a signature of the Zaundain Festival, is now happening for this season until this Wednesday. This night market provides over 160 stalls and booths of food, facilities, and amusement corners. Dora Suizin will tell us more.
The Zaundain Festival, which is also known as Light Festival, is one of the grand festivals enjoined by the locals. A significant celebration of the Zaundain Festival, Lemano Pueze, is now happening for 81st time. This is the night market which takes place along the Anoita Road of Lemano Township for 5 days from 9 to 13 November. For this year, Lemano Pueze, over 160 stalls and booths are displayed. They include traditional food, snacks, facilities, and many other fun corners. Many people are spending the night by wandering the bazaar. So let's hear from Mamyo, who is from Zaldada Down Street, and she came to enjoy the Pueze.
All kinds of pueze are not quite different, with the same stalls and booths. But we can't help going to every night market. For me, I enjoy some seasonal pueze. I have enjoyed this Lemano pueze for quite long. Now I'm back to here again.
In Yangon, seasonal night markets are usually organized, and all these places are always crowded with people of all ages. What people mostly buy from the night markets is the food.
I bought food from the stalls, which ensures the hygiene. I just bought tamale from the stall, which is selling in a big and clean tray. I usually don't buy big things from here, just the food. I prefer walking and wandering around.
The festival goers usually choose the food stall by quickly checking at the taste and the hygiene. Every stall which sells the traditional crispies here at this market use the healthy oil.
Since the consumers can buy various foods and many other items at one place, and they can also play around, as well as the sellers can get a better sale within the short time, puezes are so much enjoyed by the locals.
People are exhausted for earning for life, so we can refresh even after exploring around such kind of pueze. It can give us a good time in our exhausted daily life.
I have been selling the fried assorted crispies at Jozo. for 20 years at this Labrador Puese. I see more and more people coming to the Puese year after year. This is the biggest Puese in the Yangon Western District. We very much appreciate that this festive market is organized successfully.
Not only the locals but also the foreigners enjoy the market. It is the best place for them to try Myanmar traditional food as well as other kinds of fusion cuisine.
I live a block away, so I heard the music, so I came out. I was raised in New York City. It reminds me of street festivals there.
Moreover, since it is the end of the rainy season when the weather is so nice and there are also public holidays for the Sao Nai Festival, Labrador Puese is the best place and time to spend the wonderful and fun night out. Well, that's all about Labrador Sao Nai Festival. This is Dora Swisser reporting for you from MI Radio.
That's a report on Labrador de Sao Nai Puese. Well, here's the last report on the PRC donating $1 million for Myanmar's peace process. The People's Republic of China contributed $0.3 million to the Peace Commission and $0.4 million to the Joint Ceasefire Monitoring Committee at the National Reconciliation and Peace Center in Yangon on Friday morning. This totals the People's Republic of China donating $1 million for Myanmar's peace process, including $0.4 million to the NRPC in Naypyidaw on Wednesday. Our reporter Aga Jo has more on the role of China in assisting Myanmar's peace process.
The People's Republic of China (PRC) contributed $0.3 million to the Peace Commission and $0.3 million to Joint Ceasefire Monitoring Committee (JMC) at the National Reconciliation and Peace Center (NRPC) in Yangon on Friday morning. PRC also donated $0.4 million to the NRPC in Naypyidaw on Wednesday morning. In total, the People's Republic of China donated $1 million for Myanmar's peace process. At the NRPC in Yangon, Peace Commission Deputy Chairman Wu Tainso received the donation presented by Mr. Sun Guoxiang, the Special Envoy for Asian Affairs of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of PRC. Lieutenant General Jia, chairman of the Joint Monitoring Committee at the union level JMCU, also received the donation presented by the Special Envoy. Mr. Sun Guoxiang explained the reasons of donation and accepted the certificate of honor for the donation.
As China is a close neighbor of Myanmar, China also monitors the peace process of Myanmar. Not only China, but also the developed nations around the world are keeping an eye on the developing countries' peace process, including Myanmar and others. If the Myanmar doesn't get the everlasting peace, there will be barriers in country development in all aspects. I think this donation will be served as foundation for the peace process in Myanmar and its people. Also, China is delighted to help as neighboring country. This $1 million donation from the People's Republic of China will be helpful in peace process of Myanmar, and we hope the concerned parties will use this contribution well. And the State Councillor Daw Aung San Suu Kyi also discussed matters pertaining on the recent development on peace and national reconciliation process in northern part of Myanmar. And we, as Chinese government, also push the Myanmar government to meet the ethnic armed groups for the peace process.
The Special Envoy also donated $0.4 million to the NRPC in Naypyidaw on Wednesday. At the NRPC in Naypyidaw, Union Minister for the State Councillor Office Wu Tinsui, in his capacity as the Vice Chairman of the Center, received the donation presented by Mr. Sun Guoxiang, the Special Envoy for Asian Affairs of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of PRC, and the latter explained the reasons of donation and they accepted the certificate of honor for the donation. Then NRPC Secretary and Deputy Minister Wu Kim Mountain expressed thanks for the donation, which was also attended by the Directors General of the Ministry of the State Councillor Office and Chinese officials. JMCU Secretary 1 Dr. Shui Ka said,
China is a good companion and neighboring country to Myanmar. China emphasizes and takes care of the peace process of Myanmar and also took care of development of Myanmar and help as much as they could. Still, not having the permanent civil peace interrupts the development of Myanmar. Offering a financial support for a neighboring country is something that China has to do. China donating $1 million for the peace process may reflect the bridge building between the two countries, and also Chinese government has always been assisting the peace process of Myanmar. We also hope Myanmar will utilize this contribution in the most needed part. China often encourages ethnic armed organizations of the northern Myanmar to stay in touch with Myanmar government.
This is Agajo reporting for Myanmar International Radio.
And that's all the reports we have for today. Why don't we have a look at what's happening on the international landscape on Myanmar Today? The decline in sea ice seen in the Arctic in recent decades has been linked by scientists to the spread of a deadly virus in marine mammals. Researchers found that Fosin distemper virus, PTV, had spread from animals in the North Atlantic to populations in the North Pacific. The scientists say the spread of pathogens could become more common as ice declines further. The 15-year-old study tracked seals, sea lions, and otters via satellite. The loss of sea ice in the Arctic has been one of the most visible signs of climate change on the planet over the past 4 decades. According to the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, the ice has been retreating by around 12% per decade between 1979 and 2018. The biggest event in internet history? Possibly. Pure entertainment? Definitely. In front of a global audience of millions, the YouTube boxing grudge match between Britain's KSI and his American rival Logan Paul on Saturday produced, perhaps surprisingly for some, a superb sporting spectacle in Los Angeles on Saturday. KSI won a split decision in a tear-up that was dripping in controversy after Paul was deducted 2 points for hitting his opponent on his way down. As with most great boxing narratives, beneath all the ugly words is a deep-rooted respect for each other. When asked to make up with Paul at the end, KSI paused, looked down, and then offered his hand. Drama to the bitter end.
It hasn't, bro. It hasn't. And I don't think it will for a while. Surreal, man. I worked hard, man. I worked hard. This wasn't easy, bro. This isn't easy. This isn't an easy sport to be in. And, I felt it from the beginning to the end, and I'm just gassed, man. I'm gassed. I'm just happy. I'm happy. Well, I'm a party hard. We're gonna go 1-0. We're gonna have some good times, baby. Tired wasn't a thing. I wasn't tired. I was just legit constantly just trying to think. I was just thinking. I was like, okay, I need to close him down. I need to just aim for his body because he just kept moving. He was moving a lot. I was surprised, I could tell he was gassing now after 3-4 rounds. I could tell he was really feeling it. But I think he pushed it. I think it was the 5th round or 4th round. I don't know. It was the one where he hit me with uppercut. Yeah. But I couldn't believe he hit me twice in the back of the head. I hit me in the back uppercut. I was like, all right, cool. He got me down. But then to hit me back, that's why the balance went. So, of course, man. Your boy is out here. Done now.
You're with Myanmar Radio's Myanmar Today. Thanks for joining me. Have a pleasant day. Goodbye now.